Hi everyone, welcome to the third part of our magical season picture. I'm actually going to start with doing the stockings today, so that'll be fun. I'm thinking red and green, nice traditional, and it will sort of match in with the other colours that we've got going on here. So I'm going to grab my red. I'm just going to try and find what I want. Got my reds in the wrong order. Yes, so I want this one, which is the deep red. It's the same one we used for the birds. I thought might make sense. And I'm going to do red for the main part and then green for the details. Now we've got darker and lighter areas of red, just like we have on other parts of the page. So what I'm going to try and do is colour so that there are more layers on those darker areas, so that we can see the shadow as it's meant to be. So here is darker here. You could do a darker red, but I've decided I just like this nice bright red colour, so I'm hoping that if I just layer it up a bit more, it will work without me having to keep swapping to different red all the time. So this is all the darker bit here, and then I'm just going to fade it across to the other side. And if the other side looks too pale, I need to darken up this side first before I go across and darken that side, just so that I can still get that contrast of dark to light, which is what I'm trying to achieve. We've got our stockings out already. We always hang them up as part of our Christmas decorations. We stick them on in our we've got a lounge diner, and we use it as a sitting room for half of it, and the other half has got the computers, everyone's computers in. So it's like a family room really, and on each end of the room are French doors. So, and there are 4 handles across the French doors. So I'm going to put this bit red inside, because I think this is a sort of brim in a different colour. That's how I see it. You don't have to do it like this. And then the brim bit's going to be in green. You could do your brim part in white, but because we've got all this snow going on, I'm going to do mine in green. Yes, we hang our stockings up. So me and my husband have got plain red stockings with lots of white fur. I mean, not real fur obviously, just pretend fur. And my boys, one of them's got a snowman, one of them's got Father Christmas on theirs. They're all the same size, very big, which is nice. So I always have to you know, think about telling Father Christmas about getting big presents. Not necessarily big in price, but big in size. But it's quite good, because we'll often get a sort of shower gel or a shampoo in there, something like that, a toothpaste. Father Christmas gets us very practical presents. Also lots of chocolate too, which is always fun. Sometimes a Lego minifigure, which is always a bit of fun, even for the grown-ups. That sort of thing. Different just little things, but you know, they're not cheap things. We don't, you know, some people get really sort of cheap and fun. We like I always ask Father Christmas to do us sort of practical things, which is fun. So I've got my colour cubes coming for Christmas, which is exciting. So I'm looking forward to using those. So my hand's aching. I think it's because this pencil's so small. I need to take a few seconds break. I'm also probably pressing too hard. Yes, I'm excited about my colour cubes, but I will show you them in a video. I've checked, I think I've told you this already anyway, but I checked with Sarah Rene Clark's team, and it's okay for me to use them in a video and show you how I would use them. Getting my thems and yous around the wrong way. So that's going to be exciting. But that'll be, it might not be till January, I'm not sure. I'm sort of trying to power ahead a little bit with videos. I say power ahead, I don't want to rush the videos, but I'm trying to commit more time to making them at the moment, and then around Christmas, New Year, I should have a bit of time without doing it with my family, because I'm missing out on family time today to make videos. But my husband is watching TV, as far as I was aware, and my boys are headphoned up watching videos, so not really missing much. But over Christmas we've got a fair few commitments as well, family get-togethers and things, which is nice. So those days I won't be able to really do much in the way of colouring, particularly not videos. You know, I can sit down for 5 minutes here and there, which is fabulous, but I can't just sort of sit down with you and make a video. Okay, I'm not sure if I want to make those look a little less white in this area, but I think it's probably okay. Now a green, we've got really dark greens. I don't want to go for dark, I want to bring something lighter and brighter, so I'm going to use my permanent green, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did with the red. So basically putting a light touch, just going to do this, going to make it a bit darker top and bottom. Again, it's not drawn on, but I just want to do that. Just building up the layers on the bits that are marked as darker, and then keeping the rest a bit lighter. And through the pattern as well. And, we'll see how it works out when I'm done. I think it's going to work. Yeah, so I've already made a few commitments to different days of doing things. My husband's got quite a lot of time off work. The children have got a couple of weeks off college. So, yeah, should be nice. It's part of what I look forward to at Christmas is time off, having everyone home. It's so nice. I like my own company. I like being at home on my own, but it's also nice having everyone home as well. So after the sort of 6 weeks in the summer when the kids are home for a long time, I start getting that I want some time on my own. But I think this year they're going to have a really long holiday because they're doing their A-levels and they finish quite early. And then they're going to university, which starts later than schools and colleges do. So they're going to be home a lot. So I think if I'm starting to go a bit mad, I might just have to take some walks and things on my own. I'm sure it'll be fine. But they're good boys. They're usually pretty quiet, to be honest. Yeah, sometimes I think we just need our own company. I know some people really hate being on their own though, so it's interesting. I like some sort of time to just have quiet. I think I like quiet. I like silence, and the boys will have their headphones on so they're quiet, but still noise, you know. So right, now we have our ball boards, and I'm wondering how to do them. I've decided how to do the very top bit, so I can do that first. I'm going to grab our cold grey 4. This is for this hanging bit. I'm going to follow the pattern, the shading on this loopy bit. I'm going to leave it white at the top, and here where it's darker on this side, I'm going to put more layers and then fade it to the edge. I'm going to leave some white so it looks shiny. And I'm going to do the same on this one, can't see much of it, and the same on this one, like that. Now, I'm considering whether to do these red and blue like I did with the stockings, and I think I might, but I might use different shades of red and blue. Let's do that. So let's use the dark red that we used for the darker areas of the birds' hats for this, and then a darker green. That might work. I'm thinking I'm going to do red for the smaller areas for the pattern, so it's sort of the opposite to the stocking. So I'm just going to start colouring. So this is the dark red. Didn't show you the name. I have to say, in my last video I made a mistake with the sky. I told you it was ultramarine. Actually, it's it was light ultramarine. Now, on the pattern on these, it's marked the same on all of them, but I'm doing it a bit dark on this side because it's darker on this side of the bauble. But I'm going to put it right through like that. There's a shine through that bit. Need to leave. These are slightly darker at the bottom. There. Now this one, a little bit darker at the top. Sometimes the grey is so faint, it's quite difficult to see actually where it is or where is darker. Now these white lines on here, you can redraw back in with a white pen if you feel that they're not showing up enough once you're done. There's white there, so I'm going to leave that bit white, like that. Okay, and now we want a darker green. We use the pine and the juniper. The pine is here and the juniper's here. They're really quite similar. I think I'm going to use the juniper though, because it's a little bit further away. It's good of reason as any. And basically we've got, it's much darker on this side and then lighter as we go across. It actually fades quite quickly. And then it's the same shade all the way along. Now I feel like, because this is supposed to be metallic, I feel like this texture of the paper showing through isn't what I want. I'm going to try burnishing it. I do have a burnisher in here, so that's useful. We'll just experiment and see what happens. But when you're burnishing, it has to be your very final layer. You can't colour on top of burnished work because you're basically pushing down all of the layers of the paper. Or you're pushing the colour down and squashing the paper. So you can't lay down anything else on it. So you need to be aware of that. I don't even know if you can put down pen. I suspect you can, because I would expect that sits sort of on top of the layer of paper, on top of the pencil really. So you have to make sure that you're completely happy that you've finished before you do it. Just had a little idea about the snow, what to do. That's useful. Not leaving it too late or anything. So we'll do that in a minute. We'll get these baubles done first. I call them baubles. I know that in the USA you just call them tree ornaments or glass ornaments or something ornaments. I don't know whether other countries are the same. To ask Kylie in America, in Australia, sorry, what do you call them? Right, burnisher. This is the Derwent Burnisher. It's the only brand of burnisher I know exists. And I'm just going to go over the top. I'm going to start with the green. And what it does is it gets rid of a lot of that white paper from underneath. So it flattens. Which is, I didn't mind the white paper on the stockings because they would have texture because they were fabric, but the baubles are usually glass, sometimes plastic, so they wouldn't have a texture in the same sort of way. So I'm going to work all the green first and then clean the end of the burnisher and then do the red, or else we're going to sort of be smudging our colours together. That's why I'm not doing red then green. You could clean it in, you could do one bauble, you know, do the red on a bauble, clean the end, do the green on a bauble, but I'm just doing one colour at a time. Find it easier. Sort of know where I'm at then. I tend to work dark to light, but it really makes no difference. I don't think it's not like you're blending. You're just pushing it down into the paper, so you darken it effectively, but without adding any more pencil. I'm just going to scribble that on some scrap and then come back to the red. Now, some paper, when you use a blender or a burnisher, the black print can spread. I find it worse. It's the Prisma blender that can do that sometimes. So it can be worth testing first. You're thinking, well, where do I test? Well, on the title page or the copyright page or the very back page, which might say printed by Amazon or whatever, try it on that text because the print will be the same as on these pages. So that is a way to do it. There we go. I think they look better like that. You might not see a big difference. Okay, we've got these three little sticks and this little thing here. I have got no idea what they are. So I am going to grab this Van Dyke brown and colour this thing. I'm just following the shading on it, like that. And I'm also going to use the same colour for these and just lightly colour them in. I have got no idea. If anyone knows, I did wonder if they might just be twigs that the birds could take for nesting or something. But hey, who knows? So that's that. Snow. I've decided to use the silver pencil for the snow, and what I'm going to do is in the areas where it's marked as darker, I'm going to put down some silver, and I'm going to leave the areas that aren't marked as darker in white. Now you can layer up the silver in the way you layer up other colours. It's a little more difficult to sort of blend it out, but it is possible. I'm going to do this across all snow, not the trees, the big load of trees in the background. I'm going to leave those white. I like how they look with just the white. But this snow that's got bits of grey on, I'm going to use these. I'm going to do quite a harsh layer on the footprints. If I turn the book, I don't know if you can see in the light. Maybe I need to turn it that way. Hard, very hard to see. Now here we've got a bit here. I'm just trying to be quite light with it in different areas. Just looking at what's marked. Now here that we've got quite a bit. As I say, some people might do this in just a grey. Might want to use a very pale blue. I've seen snow in all sorts of colours, sort of almost multicolours. So there's lots and lots of options. Look at photos too, because photos are useful because they're a bit more, don't like using the word realistic. Now, that's probably all that I'm going to do. That's all the places that I might. Oh, up here. Completely forgot this bit. We've got the border, which is what I was about to say. Talk about. I can talk about it while I'm colouring this bit. So here again, I'm just colouring over the bits that are marked in a darker grey and leaving the rest white. The border. See, I think a black might work well. I was considering a really dark red, but we've got the dark red here now and the dark green. Got browns overlapping. We could use the silver actually. I'm going to try. I don't know how well it'll show up. That's the only thing. Whether it might be better with a silver pen rather than the silver pencil, but sometimes it's quite nice to just have all pencil on a picture. You know that I do like a metallic pen, I like a glitter pen, but we haven't got any yet at all, not even any white pen, so thinking that maybe the pencil will do. Now with metallic pencils, I have found in my experience, having used limited amounts, not loads, that that the silvers are usually the best at sort of looking most metallic-y and catching the light. I'm hoping, because I'm doing quite a lot around here, that you'll be able to see how well this catches the light. It's not hugely impressive, but it seems to be best. And I also find actually, sorry you can't see what I'm doing now, when I'm using a pen, I find silver pen is also superior to the other metallic pens. So I think there must be something about silver. We haven't done that bit of snow, have we? On here. There must be something about silver that makes it easier to replicate into a pencil than other colours, which I find fascinating. I don't know obviously anything about making pencils or pens, pigments and things, but something makes silver seems to look better. And actually, if you think about it, if you use just a normal graphite pencil, it can look shiny because it's made of metal. Whereas if you try it, you couldn't do that with, like, you couldn't put gold or copper, or you could, but you don't, into a pencil. I think colouring of real gold would be a little bit excessive. There we go. Just trying to make that look a little bit better. Right, I think we are done. I had a lot of fun with that page. I hope that you did as well and enjoyed it. I'm sorry we didn't do any zoomed in colouring on this page. I just felt like I would lose you by forgetting that I hadn't zoomed in, so we'll see. Also, my book is tucked under my pencils, you can see here. Makes it a little bit tricky, but I hope that was all okay. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.